Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Restrepo. This afternoon, I've asked you to be here because I'd like to change your mind. Now, how many of you, just a quick show of hands, are first-term Marines? This is your first enlistment. Okay, so maybe about half of the crowd. Now, just to start things off, I'd like to show you a couple of things that I found a little humorous. So the first one says, no, I know re-enlist. And obviously, if you read that in her voice, you know how she sounds. All right, now once a Marine, always a Marine. So why re-enlist? How many of you in here think like this? So everybody's planning to get out, right? Yeah, I doubt it. Okay. Now, what I'm here to do today is try to convince you to re-enlist. And before I begin to do that, I want to talk a little bit about the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. So back in 2003, we invaded Iraq, and that prolonged about 12, 13 years of war between Iraq and Afghanistan. Because of that, we needed personnel in the Marine Corps. In order to get up to 202,000, we had to recruit a lot more personnel. And in order to accomplish that, in my opinion, the quality of Marine that was being brought into the Marine Corps substantially was reduced in order to make that mission. Now, some of the research that I've done taught me that 10 years ago, the unemployment rate was 10%. That was in October of 2009, and it was the highest in the last 10 years. And the reason for that, I believe, is because of the wars. There's a lot of economic things that had an impact on the reason why the economy was where it was. And that probably caused a lot of people to want to enlist in the military. So we needed a lot of Marines. The economy was kind of under where it probably should have been, and that was a big driving factor to have people want to enlist. However, now we're drawing down. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have ended. We're now going from 202,000 Marines to 182,000. So what that means is that a lot of Marines are being forced to exit the ranks. And unfortunately, that's causing a lot of high-quality Marines to get out as well. So according to the Bureau of Labor, veterans account for 5.7% of the unemployment rate. And that's a mind-blowing number to me, because that's telling me that a lot of Marines are getting out not very prepared for what's to come after they do their first enlistment. Okay? So that's the attention that I want to bring to you today, is that a lot of Marines are getting out, and I want you to re-enlist. I need you to re-enlist. Now, the satisfaction. Everybody wants to know, well, what's in it for me? Well, I'm going to tell you a few things that may entice you to want to stay in. So, as an example, you're going to get more responsibilities. You're going to pick up more rank with that responsibility. Obviously, with more rank comes more pay. So, everybody likes a little bit of extra change in their pocket, right? Now, I'd like to read an article from the Marine Corps Association Gazette, and it states, "Professionalism as an incentive for development in the enlisted ranks begins to appeal to Marines after re-enlistment as they matriculate from the hired hands of the first enlistment to careers." So with that, you get professional development. So a lot of Marines that are in their first term may not really know why they're here. They just know that they have to do what they're told, but it isn't until they re-enlist that they truly start to appreciate what a career in the military can do for them and how your career can progress. In 2011, the Marine Corps introduced the tier system, which made it a lot more difficult for a lot of Marines to re-enlist, because now you're making sure that only the highest and fully qualified Marines are staying in. So what does that translate into? Is that you're going to have the best Marines staying around. All right? So my visualization of what the Marine Corps is going to be is, when we have the higher caliber of Marines, the legacy that the Marine Corps is known for is going to continue. Now, we're known for being the most vicious, the best fighting. We're America's 911 force, and we're here because the American people want us to be here. So if we have high-quality Marines, we're going to continue to be there. All right, so the action that I'm asking of you today is to re-enlist, plain and simple. So to conclude, I'd like you to re-enlist because there's nothing out there for you. Re-enlistment everywhere. All right. So what I need you to do is, once we get out of here, you can go see your career planner and submit a package for re-enlistment. Thank you. Now, at this time, are there any questions? Yes, sir.
Why should I re-enlist?
Well, you should re-enlist because of all the things that I told you in the speech.
But why?
What do you mean, why?
What if I have a job lined out and outside of
Well, sir, I think that if you have a job lined out outside of the Marine Corps and it's going to pay you and it's going to be much more beneficial to you to get out, I wouldn't discourage you from getting out. In fact, I would encourage you to pursue that. However, I would make sure to ask you that you know that you have everything that you need, that you want to have when you do get out, that all those things are going to pan out. Because a lot of times Marines get out with the illusion that they're going to go to school and they're going to have a job, but that doesn't always work out the way they plan to do it. So I would say, if you do want to get out, go for it, but make sure you have a plan. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question, sir? Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you for your time.